Welcome. Hi, this is Carol from Skill Check. Today, I'd like to just talk a little bit about how to effectively ask the customer for their contact information. I know sometimes people are feel like, oh, if I give them my information, they're going to bug me and bug me and bug me. I mean, that I think is probably one of the most frustrating things is they don't want to continuous calls or emails or anything that's bothersome once they have made some kind of contact with you. So I think you need to really be careful about how many times you call the customer. And if you're getting no answer, the only thing you can leave is a nice message. But at some point, you don't want to be harassing the customer, right? Does that make sense? Because you can ask for the customer's contact information, but you have to remember that you're trying to, build rapport with them and trust with them. And I would do all of those things before I finally asked for that information that you're going to follow up with. Request politely, and tell them that it can will be private. You're only going to call them if it's the last one left or something like that. So you assure them it's not going to be a barrage of calls, because that is really frustrating to customers, is to get call after call after call, and then they're ignoring it. And if they are, then the only thing you can do is, the I'd say the first time that you send them something, and then if you wait a day or so and to do the second one, if they haven't responded to you, then I think you need to probably just go on and let them go their way. But remember that you're really trying to ask for the contact information so you can send them information too, not just for any, I mean, if you don't do anything with it, why ask for it, right? I just don't see that there's a point unless you're going to do something with it. And that means you need to, send them offers that they might not have gotten off of the website. You can talk about and show them, some pictures of the different sizes that you have that you offered them to show. I really love to do that, and kind of what can go in there, and give them information, even though it's a soft sell when you do that. But if they're asking for information and they allow you to send you something, give them stuff that they're going to use. And again, that's going to help you build rapport. Get talked about those features and benefits that you have that they may need. And you want to just be as polite as possible, because you want to respect that privacy, because you expect that as a consumer also. We do want to be careful, at least think about it. But you also, sometimes I hear managers him-hawing about, well, you could give me, your information or your phone number, and I guess I could call you back if something happens or comes up available. It just seems too iffy. You want to say, listen, I don't have that 10 by 10 right now, but we on a daily basis we have people moving in and out, so it's very common. But if you give me your information, I can, however you want me to contact you. And I would rather you ask them, would you prefer that I do by phone, by email, what is their favorite way of interacting with them. So it really does help. But you're going to try to get their email if you can, but don't abuse it. And again, asking them if they want their receipt emailed to them, because some people like that. Things like that you can do. But you can also, when you're asking for that information, or for the contact information when it's so critical, you know what? If you're going to run into some people that will not give that to you, and that's okay too. And it doesn't mean that they're not going to walk through the door and give you, their address and all the information that you're going to need. But they just feel like, oh boy, if I give, this is for me too. If I give my phone number and other stuff, they're in email, they're going to inundate me with stupid stuff that I have to get rid of. So I think we're all in that boat. So be sensitive about it, at least for sure, for the customers. You know, and I think there's some application in different contexts too. Because if you're talking about after the sale, can I get an email copy of your receipt? Those are things that they've already purchased. They might prefer it just to be sent email as opposed to, printing out. Customers are like that. And for the follow up, can I send you an email and send you the information? Because if you're following up, it's different than making the sale. Making the sale, you want to, get their information so you can give them their receipt, etc. But as far as the follow-up, you want to ask them if they, will give you that email address, and just tell them if you don't want lots of stuff, I'm just going to send you the basic information. We won't inundate you with stuff. And so, and ask. I mean, I know I've had some managers, when would you like me to call you back at a certain time? That would be perfectly fine. And what does that hurt, right? To do it that way. But you remember that you want to ensure that the customer is comfortable with your request. That's why you soften it a bit. Would you like, would it be possible to get, instead of just what's your number, and those type of ways to say, hey, if we get disconnected, you can, I know that's people like that one. I think that's a little weird one for me, but I like the, would it be possible to get your information and then I can send you some stuff, or what is your, your number and your phone number, and I can send you this and give you the information or whatever. So I think the other thing is, remember, if the person's in person, here's my card. Please give them your card, because they won't always remember which storage property it is. They can go to several. We've had shoppers go out and they shop several places, and then they get the information that came from one or another kind of confused. And it's so important to make sure that you're standing out and making sure that they know it's you. And for me, I would say, I'm Carol, and I can, make this seamless for you. We can do it online. We can do it, a variety of different ways to make it easy for you, especially the day before you're moving in, right? You want to do it, sometime prior to the day you're going to be all frustrated, in moving. So, because that is a great thing to recommend to them. Don't just wait to the day that they're moving to come in and do the paperwork and all of that stuff. Even if they did it the day before, way easier than the same day of they're moving their stuff. So, that respectful interaction in requests, recognizing that, we accept a deadline gracefully with phrases like, no problem. Well, it was great meeting you. But the more you're interactive with them, friendly with them, this really does make a lot of sense to ask for some kind of, hey, if you want me to, I can follow with you, a week in a couple of days or a couple of weeks, whatever's on your schedule. And then I'll see what we have available. And maybe I can even get you some less expensive alternatives, or, you can do some things like that that will give them an incentive to have you call them back. And then they'll be wanting to get your call, not thinking, oh no, it's them again. Because you don't want that nobody really wants that, right? So when you think about, giving good customer service, and training, and if you are the manager, talk to your assistant about this too, because when you're not there, they need to be doing the same type of thing you're doing every single time. And it's better that you guys work together, because you may say, those people that came in, I didn't see a way to get in contact with them. That happened to me not too long ago. I looked down, I'm like, a person's name, like and wants a 10 by 10, and then nothing else on it. I was like, well, how were we supposed to get back in contact with this person? Because there's not enough to do that. But remember, anytime you think about interacting with someone, be gracious, be kind of their time also. I mean, sometimes we listen to calls that are, 15 minutes long, a sales call. If they're interacting, that's fine. If it's just the manager going on and on and on, and no interaction, it's probably not that great. So even we've heard 3-minute calls that are amazing. So you don't have to you spend a long time, whether it's customer service calls that you're getting or sales calls, but you want to make sure that you're giving enough attention that they know that you care about them.